What did Central Bedfordshire Council do for Race Equality Week 2025?
Okay, so Central Bedfordshire Council, this is our second time of doing the Race Equality Week. And we did the 5-day challenge and the big promise at the end. So we had done this the first time last year, February, and we found that this worked really well and seemed to be the one that engaged most of our staff and got a lot of interactions and interesting conversations started.
How useful did you find the resources for Race Equality Week 2025?
I think it was when I looked at the resources, and the resources were really, really useful. They're very interactive. And the fact that we are all really busy. So actually just having a look at the video, if you didn't look at anything else, they were short, snappy, really interesting, thought-provoking. And I actually thought the first time around, especially, let's do something that will have a quick impact and not take so much time out of everybody's work day.
How did you manage to maintain momentum after Race Equality Week?
Okay, so at the end of the first year, in February 2024, we said that we asked all of CMT to provide a big promise, which they did. They had to be a bit of reminders, constant reminders to get them to do it, but they all did, and that was from the chief exec down to all the directors. And then as part of 2025, and this was actually something that was suggested, goes, oh, okay, so we're doing Race Equality Week again. We're doing the 5-day challenge. What has changed, or what did they promise, and how has it been progressed? So I literally sent out communication to those, because some of our CMT have left, so we've got new members in. But I sent out to those who are still here and said, this is what you promised. Can you please provide me with an update in terms of, has that promise been met? And actually, in terms of, especially for the chief exec, his big promise, he has actively, he has shown that he has done that and continues to do that, which is really positive. And then with two of the other directors, there's somebody else who has come up with like a workforce action plan that is looking at diversity and in terms of leaders. And another one was related to the equality pay gap. And so that is being looked at, and we have been given sort of the stats for that. And the network, my network, has been asked to be involved in finding out, what are the disparities? Why are they there? Why are people leaving? Why they're not being paid? Why is there this gap? So that's been really positive in terms of some of the big promise that's come out that was made last year.
What would be your top tips on how to have an impactful Race Equality Week?
I think it's first of all to try and get buy-in from your leadership team, from your CMTs, so whoever it is, like the leader of your company, because if you get that buy-in, it should then disseminate from the top down, and that definitely does make a difference. And I think also it is about planning how you're going to communicate that within your organisation, because within local authority there's so much news, and one of the things that I was told is that we don't want to bombard people with too much stuff. It's got to be the right timing as to when you start to tell people about the lead up to it, but it's also about trying to make, however you send it out, that you can record the responses and the impact it's had on people. So even if it's in terms of the conversations you have, but if it's the clicks or how many views that you've had on the resources, you need to have that, because stats is such a powerful tool.